Joining us now for an exclusive interview is Andrew Young, author of The Politician and former aide to John Edwards. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming in. Let's talk about what Rielle Hunters says in this interview with GQ. First of all, her claim that she and John Edwards, are still in love. Do you think it's possible that, unbeknownst to all of us, they're hanging out and in love?
I think John Edwards is telling Rielle and Elizabeth whatever he needs to tell them to make them do what he wants them to do.
So are you saying that you believe he is still in touch with her?
Very much so, yes.
Why?
Well, last week I was in court being attacked by at least 7 corporate lawyers, and if she can't afford to pay for a $1,500 a month house, I don't know how she's paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for lawyers to put me through my paces for 2-3 weeks.
So you're saying that you believe John Edwards is not only still in touch with her, but possibly paying her legal fees?
I can't think of anyone else who would do it other than him. So.
Let's talk about what Rielle Hunters says about you in the interview.
She seems to attack me a great deal. Instead of attacking Elizabeth or anybody else, she seems to attack me a great deal.
She makes you the bad guy in this scenario.
Right.
Number one, saying that you were so blindly, quote, in love with John Edwards that it was your idea to claim paternity of her child.
I think
she
she
says
said I was
that
more, I'm sorry.
she heard you say, quote, tell him that I'll claim that I'm the father.
Yeah, and she also went on to say that I was more in love with John than I was with my wife. And I don't know if people have seen my wife on Oprah or anything, but it's patently absurd. I mean, I believed in John's causes. I loved him deeply as a friend. A lot of us believed in John's causes all across the country. Did I work hard and was I dedicated to him? Of course. But to say that I volunteered to do this is just absurd. And if you notice, everything...
But why would you do something like that? Because people try to put yourself in, put themselves in your shoes. I can't imagine any scenario where I would claim maternity or paternity, in your case, of a child that wasn't mine and jeopardize my marriage that way.
It might be hard for you to claim maternity.
Right, you know what I mean.
And you need to read the book. What it is politics is almost cult-like. I worked for John Edwards for 10 years, and here we were on the verge of a possible presidency. He was one of my dearest friends. I jogged with him. I went to the beach. Our kids played together. We were very, very close. And when he approached me that morning, we were in the PetSmart buying a turtle aquarium of all things, my wife and I were. And the senator called me and said, he talked about the presidency, he talked about our friendship and loyalty. But the main thing he focused on is my wife Elizabeth is going to die in the next few weeks, months, very, very shortly. And I want you to help me cover this up. And I want people to remove all the presidency and all the trappings and all the other stuff. I mean, did I want a bright career and did I want everything? Of course I did. But when a close friend of yours comes to you and says, look, my wife's about to die, will you consider helping me cover this up so this is not on the front page of every newspaper in the world? That was why me and my wife, and it wasn't just me, the senator also had to convince my wife of this. Was it a smart decision? Of course not. But people keep asking, how could you think you could get away with this? The stupid thing about it is that it did work. Up until when he walked into the Beverly Hilton in July, almost a year later, he was the leading contender to be Vice President of the United States. It did work.
All right.